It's the urban phenom, dropping lyrical bombs. Niggas got heart, but no chin. Amir Khan, always ready for war. I don't have to turn it on. I'm the best at what I do, and that's just being me. The devil's a lie.
Alright, so we got Adrien Broner stepping it up this weekend when he takes on contender Emmanuel Taylor. Now, this is a solid fight. This is a solid fight for real. Because we know Broner coming off that uninspiring win over Molina on that Floyd Maidana undercard. And Molina, he's not garbage. He's alright. But, you know, Broner ain't really... I mean, he dominated dude, but it wasn't impressive. You know what I mean? It wasn't no big deal. And we knew Molina really couldn't test Broner, skill-wise, power-wise, everywhere. You know what I mean? You know he couldn't test Broner like that. That was one of those, hey, look, we gonna step it back, put you on the training wheels type shit, and get your skills back up and do your thing. A little showcase fight, no problem with that. But against Emmanuel Taylor, he's fighting a guy who's coming off a good win, who has a solid style, could punch a bit, got skills, got a little spring savvy to him, got a little quickness with the hands. Emmanuel Taylor he's nothing really special, but he's a solid dude. He's a much better fighter than Molina. So we want to see is the real Adrien Broner back? Is Mr. Bandcamp back? And that's what we're gonna see on Saturday with this matchup. Now, this is the thing, when a fight like this comes off, Taylor, he beat Kareem Mayfield, the same Kareem Mayfield that Danny Garcia really didn't want no parts of. I can't really stand Mayfield's style. It's ugly. He's like a K9 and Sean Porter mixed together, and it just created something worse than, you know what I mean? It just, But, he's a solid dude. He had some decent wins, Taylor, I thought, beat him handily. I believe he got dropped too, but he still, he was landing that left hook. He was doing his thing. He got himself back in the picture. Because, earlier this year, Chris Algieri, gave Taylor a straight up boxing lesson. I think it was a 10-round zip. You know what I mean? So we gonna hold Broner to that same type of what's that word I'm looking for? We're gonna hold him to that same type of level that Chris Algieri said. That same standard. Yes, that's the word. We're gonna hold Broner to that same standard. Now, meaning with that, Broner has to dominate Taylor. He has to hurt him or really look good. Broner, real shit. This dude needs a DeMarco type of performance right now for his career to turn around and get niggas, get fans, get people all on his dick again. The hype, you know what I'm saying? Because I think Broner's good for the sport. You know what I mean? He's flashy, exciting, but he has to realize if he's good for the sport. So he got to step it up. So, I'm going to just look at this fight. Broner, he's the more talented guy. He's gotten the skills. He has wins over better opponents. He's rightly the favorite. But a guy like Taylor, he has that workman ethic. He's physically strong. He could punch a bit. So we'll know if Broner has recovered, as he could take a shot from a decent guy. And we'll also see how Broner fights at 140 against an actual live opponent. Because Taylor's no pushover, but if you're supposed to be that dude, you're supposed to beat Emmanuel Taylor and have little to no problems. I'm not saying you can't get hit or he can't rock you once or whatever, because this is boxing. Anything can happen. Taylor's no scrub. But, for Broner, you supposed to beat this dude hands down, man. Especially when you see what Algieri did to dude, and he went on to beat Provodnikov. Now he got a big shot with Pacquiao. He got the little big fight popping off. So that's what I want to see for Broner. he needs to really work on his jab and get his footwork involved in his offense and defense. You know, he still tries to fight and muscle niggas, you know, walk them down without throwing jabs and just try to bludgeon them to death with overhand rights and left hooks. You know, you can't do that with everybody. You know, that worked at the lower weights where you were physically stronger, but now that you at junior welter and welterweight, whatever, you fighting physically stronger dudes, physically bigger dudes, you gotta go to the body, you gotta jab, you gotta soften them up a little bit. You can't walk dudes down without jabbing them, especially if they're as strong as you or as big as you. You know, that shit don't really work out well like that. You know, not everybody could do that. You got some dudes could do that shit, but Broner, he ain't, you know, that ain't really him. So I like to see him use a lot more footwork. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot, but just enough to really get his shots off and to really sit down. See, he moved his hands against Molina, but there were a lot of keep back bullshit fucking punches. It weren't no like, oh my God. I mean, it wasn't no shit like that. I would like for him to really sit down and land those hard 1-2s, those direct counter punches that rock your head back. You know, like the shit he was throwing against Milanaji, you know, punches like that. For Taylor, I think he just needs to sell out on Broner, pressure him early like Chino did, and throw him off his game plan. See, a lot of dudes, they need to get settled in. And, you know, if you don't outright attack them, bum rush them, and allow them to settle in, you know, you can throw them off their game plan. You know, that's what Maidana did to Broner, and he did that to Floyd too. So, you know, that style works. I don't think Taylor is going to be as reckless and aggressive, but he needs to set a good, hard pace against Broner. And just, you know, test that chin, get at him. Taylor has a real good left hook. You know, he's going to have to work on doubling that up on Broner. You know, go to the body, then the head, and reverse it sometime. Go to the head, to the body. You know, I feel like this is going to be a real solid fight. Both these dudes could put on a show and get the fans what they want. You know, Broner has more to lose in this matchup, though. Because if, you know, Taylor, he lose, you expect him to lose, but you expect him to really at least try to win it, though. But if he was to win, you're like, God damn, okay, not bad. You done beat Mayfield, okay. You beat Broner now, okay, let's go, you know. But if Broner wins, you know, we want him to step it up against better competition after that. I'ma just be real, you know. You want to see him with Lamont Peterson or Danny Garcia, you know, somebody, even a Thierry Jean, you know, somebody at junior welterweight, Postal, any of them dudes, you know. So Broner has to win this if he wants his name to keep popping off and being that dude, you know, because right now he ain't no champion or nothing. You know, he just got a name. He probably getting a mill for this fight, you know, but it's not about winning. Sometimes when you these type of guys, you gotta look impressive. So I think Broner's gonna win a good, clean decision. I don't think he's gonna knock Taylor out. He might hurt him a couple times, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Because Taylor's a physically strong dude. He's tough. But a lot of times, you know, he fights behind his opponents, and he kind of respects them too much. He gets kind of deadlocked. You know, that happened in certain moments with the Mayfield fight as well as the Algieri fight. So we'll see how this shit transpires. So Broner by decision. Swag Science, HoodAllStars.com. 1.